Behind the impassable bastion, frail as a southern hairdresser's reed doorway, an undulating rampart, the strange beast broods its eggs, anxiously nested, vibrant, hopeful, mad with tenderness, buried in light as thick as shadow, unknown. The eggs are soft and warm, their shells tremble, a bagpipe sack. The beast is fateful, somber, senseless, pensive, like a despot of Muscovy stained with blood, or an infant flecked with spit. A man without a voice, without eyes, without a face. A man made of pain, passion, and joy. He's tried all the games, taken all the spills, speaks every language. And he waits. The dead man returns and sees himself dead. That dark man going past, feet shod in red slippers protrude from an iron bed without a mattress. High overhead fly two haloed archers with invisible plaintive arrows. The great candle burns in the window, and the three-master sets sail. The man cried out against death. Silence. Playful sharks gambol in the ocean. The old mother is petrified, shrunken like a puppet. A mad woman guffaws and runs off, her arse to the wind. While waiting, he juggles multicolored globes. What nice surprises. He swats the big speckled bumblebee he calls his fateful insect. He knows the riddling words. He tells stories that in times to come will be recounted to well-behaved brats. And he waits. Now he savors a piece of fruit and drinks air cut in slices. The rain is as hard as steel, and long lightning bolts silently vibrate in the heavens. Night, 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 night,
night, night.
No. And his digitless stumps, formless cones of flesh, just like his pointed feet, are cold.
Oh, his
non-existent eyes are full of tears like resin. Oh, his gelatinous heart resounds like the bells at midnight. The meeting.
My friend, from your lips come reassuring words, the first response to my great nostalgia. My friend, your hands are full of sweet, poisonous flowers, the first remedy for my ardent thirst. My friend, your baskets are full of murderous fruit, the first harvest after so much labor. Then there was a long belch of contentment, and the planet farted. The veils of the temple twisted and fell to ashes. What's that? A god is suffering. Or the universe is sinking, said the dream critic on the other peninsula. Then look. Where? There. What, you really can't see? But where? Right in front of you, the road into the distance. Bow your head, you oaf. Hide your blinking eyes from the dismal light. And they are too, as they make their way beneath the shadowy sun. Oh. The Episcope.
Before the curtain rises, a burst of flame, a shout. Silence. The curtain goes up. A red public square. A wall. A house with only one window, a candle burns in a silver holder. The dark of night, but the sky is blue. The bald man lies on the ground. Target men made of sheet metal are ranged along the wall. The position of their hearts is indicated by a red heart shape. Groaning, black wrought iron men shuffle past the wall. A continuous drum roll is heard. Contorted by a dreadful gut-wrenching pains, black men drape a heavy cloak over the bald man. Then they depart, moaning, their legs failing. Suddenly, the bald man's arm throws back the cover and his hand clutches a lamp that casts a terrible bright light. The awful sound of linen being ripped. The drum roll immediately ceases. Silence. A voice.
Well, Mr. Burness, can you tell me for which port the Santa Barbara is making?
Sea shanty, the song of rescue. The target men extend their iron arms and stiffly perform Swedish gymnastics. Curtain.
The tower scene.
The stage is set on 2 levels. The upper level, a conical room in the top of a tower, it resembles a ship's cabin. 2 windows, like portholes, open onto a cold, hard sky, an upland sky. Scarlet rug, black drapery divides the room. In the rear, a bed, as heavy as a catafalque, hidden by curtains. The lower level, the tower's interior, stone staircase. Near the floor, a square opening that frames the yard arms of a 3-master. In the center, an equestrian statue of the king. Other statues scattered about. Big machines, wheels, and pistons remain inactive. 2 lost angels enter through the portholes. They meet in the middle of the room and kneel like the guardians over a tomb. A door opens behind the drapery. As the angels fly away, their wings make a soft rustling sound. Enter Dicinia, followed by the yellow man, who is in ecstasy and impelled by the invisible Cupid. Dicinia parts the bed curtains and discovers the bald man there. He jumps up and slips behind the hanging. Dicinia stretches out on the bed. The yellow man gives a shout. He runs around the room. He cries out, "Death, death soft, burning fresh." As a child, I was haunted by the nightmare of innocence. Oh, the marvelous bed. I am sleeping. My heart is running down. My soul, a crystal tube, is slipping from my grasp. Turn, spiral, turn, turn. The axis of the spinning top skewers me, and the hoops have all closed up. The center, a red dot there, attracts me like a magnet. My bones have dissolved, and now I'm nothing but blood. The bald man.
Here's a man who thinks he's dying because he's assailed by pleasure?
Dicinia! He falls on the bed. The bald man draws the curtains. Darkness. Groaning. Cries of pain. From outside come bursts of noisy martial music, the song of the volunteers. Addio, mia bella, addio. La armata se ne va, param pam pam param pam pam. E se non partis, se anch'io sarebbe una viltà. E se non partis, se anch'io sarebbe una viltà. Artillery salvo. Lamp in hand, the bald man rapidly descends the stairs. Voices no longer come from the bed. Knocking at the door, a sob. Enter a little boy in a nightshirt. He holds a candle. With the bottom of his slipper, he smashes a daddy longlegs climbing the wall. Then he trembles as he observes the flattened bug waving an antenna. A steamship horn sounds.
Genova! Genova!
The bald man reascends the stairs, accompanied by the yellow man's mother. Once in the room, the bald man opens the curtains and reveals the yellow man and Diacinia sleeping. The bald man passes the old woman a wooden-handled steel lancet connected to an electric wire. The mother plunges the lancet through Diacinia's breast. A greenish flash. Diacinia doesn't open her eyes or cry out. She raises her arm, sits up straight in bed, and falls dead. The statues in the lower part of the tower begin to move. The bronze horse carrying the king gallops on its pedestal. The king pulls on the reins. The yellow man groans in his sleep. The mother places a wooden pot of sunflowers in the middle of the room, along with a chair in which she sits and softly sings to her own guitar accompaniment.
Oh, Nino, hear how I suffered. You, daughter of a whore, daughter of a painted woman, you tried to take him from me. Tra-la-la-la-la, amore pietà. A lovely morning, then bang, your dad was shot. Lorenzo, Lorenzo! Sunlight in the room, a white tablecloth, and cold polenta. Knock, knock. In a black frock coats and top hats, 3 pale gentlemen were at the door. Giuseppino, Giuseppino. Oh, daughter of dogs, you took my little Jesus. Oh, daughter of wolves, you took the joy of my breast. Oh, daughter of jackals, you took my heart, my little gizzard. Was it for this I gave him my blood to drink? Merciful death, thanks a lot. Tra-la-la-la-la, amore pietà, Giuseppino, mio bambino, tu sei bello come un fior. Tra-la-la-la-la, amore dolor.
One of the angels from before appears at the window. The bald man plucks a big sunflower and throws it at his head. The angel falls dead on the parapet. The yellow man moans and groans more loudly. His anguished gestures show that he is the victim of a nightmare. The mother continues to sing very softly. The bald man lights 2 big candles and places them on the rims of the portholes. Night has fallen. Then he exits and slowly descends the tower stairs. The sleeper cries out in fear. He waves his hand. He calls, "Mama! Mama!" And the mother sings louder with anguish as well as joy. The yellow man awakes. He jumps out of bed. He shows no surprise at finding Diacinia dead. He picks her up and deposits her in the chair. The mother has retreated to the back of the room. She is no longer singing. The yellow man lays out Diacinia's body. She looks alive. He raises her head with a pillow. He puts sunflowers in her hands, in her hair. He starts dancing around the corpse. He is seized by madness. The mother watches him from the back of the room and cries. In a fit of insanity, the yellow man leaps on his mother and kills her. The old woman shrinks. Before long, she resembles a big stone doll. The yellow man looks at her. He's deeply moved. He weeps. He calls to her. He begins playing with the doll. He embraces it. He rocks it. He throws it to the ceiling and catches it again. He throws it to the ground and tramples it. The night is very dark. The two candles glow strangely in the windows. Voice of the Mad King.
Oh, put out the light unless you want to see me die. Enter the Mad King. With pale hands, he fixes a crown on his head. He circles the equestrian statue several times. He exits in a sudden gust of wind. Overcome by vertigo, the yellow man falls flat on his face on the scarlet rug.
A voice.
Vittorio Emanuele, Re d'Italia.
The big black machines shudder and go into action. Spun by leather drive belts, the enormous wheels turn at vertiginous speed. The pistons abruptly pop up and down in their steel cylinders. The bald man approaches the wide window that frames the yards of the three-masted ship. The bald man stands still with his arms crossed over his chest as he gravely sings the song of the night.
People of the city, it's night, and the stars. Now for us, my soul, time has run out. Take heart, take heart. Set off across the water to sit by the fountains, to sing in the distance, to count up your change. I'll remain a man without a face, burdened by my weary flesh. Oh, son of a bitch, it's half death. But give me your tears, your sobs. Take my hand. Oh, distressing landscape, iron vegetation. Come back, you, my thing of the other night. You had a weird body, sad like a machine, complicated being, strange animal. Oh, woman, woman of my nostalgia. Suns like copper flowers, formless worlds, silent cities, creamy light in which severe, exhausted birds trace their courses. Springing up everywhere, you had no existence apart from passion, joy, pain, and desire. Suddenly you were a house, a rock of hope. My palms were sweaty with the desire to seize you. The moment is reborn in the hour of farewells. The metal birds spread their rigid wings. The statues march off in step. The fountains have dried up. In the vast, silent squares, steely sentinels pass, then pass again. The great machines run on mysteriously, without fire or noise. The Samaritain's palm tree bends low to the water, and there is no wind. Now, let us part in silence, my soul. Steady. Farewell. The springs are silent. I too am a dead angel. People of the city, its night and the stars, I am alone, distrustful, defeated. I surrender completely to her soft and terrible hands. Have mercy on me.